Here.
Yes, that would be correct. All right.
All right. Now, hopefully, Rick, how's the sound check going over here? Let me scroll down and see any other comments here.
Well, welcome to Third Space Coffee Break. Now we got it working.
Now I can hear. Yay! Okay, thanks, Rick. I appreciate it.
I forgot. I did it. We always do a check, so we pre-record just a quick, a 1 minute thing just to make sure we have sound, and I did that, but our video was glitching a little, so I ended up taking out some of the cords and just kind of blowing them off and putting them back in, and I forgot to switch the mic when I did that because it reset things. So
anyways, you didn't miss much because we were just talking about how it's been kind of a weird, crazy week. So
yeah.
Nothing much that you missed there. Thank you for letting us know about the audio troubles. Question of the hour. I'm polling the audience today, and I'm curious if anybody wants to put a comment in. The big question of my week has been to decaf or not to decaf, because we're heading into our fundraiser on August 1st, and we've been talking about the cinnamon bun fundraiser. We're going to have lots of lattes, brewed coffee, iced coffee available, and the big question of the hour is, do we have decaf or not? Because for me personally, I generally prefer, at least in the morning, a caffeinated cup of coffee, and I hate to get it if we're not going to, actually need it. So, I don't know.
Yeah, we never sold a lot of decaf.
Yeah.
When we had Third Space open. In fact, we really would only even make a pot of it toward the later afternoon.
Yeah.
And even then, sometimes we just waited until to see if someone was going to ask for it, and then we just brew it for them.
Yeah. So I'm currently in the, what do they say, the analysis paralysis phase, where I need to make a decision by, soon, by, hopefully probably by tomorrow, and I just can't seem to make up my mind. So
yeah.
I guess I didn't do a very good job with the managing thing.
Yeah.
So.
But anyways, want to say good morning to Rick and to Angela. Good
thanks for being with us, guys. It's so nice to see you. So we were talking, like we said, about the fundraiser. So this is just a reminder to everybody. August 1st, we are having the Cinnamon Bun fundraiser. We sold out. Our pre-orders are already all sold out. However, we will have lots and lots of cinnamon buns here the day of. They'll be first come, first serve. So if you didn't get your pre-order in, no worries. Just come, as probably would say a little on the earlier side, just to make sure that you get your cinnamon buns. But we'll be selling them in boxes of 4 for the event on the 1st as well. So
right. Angela says only real coffee. So decaf.
Okay, decaf off the table. I'll tell you what, Angela, thank you. I just needed one person to weigh in on that with me. So thank you very much for that. For future reference, as we look into reopening hours for Third Space, though, I will tell you, not very many coffee houses around offer decaf at all, but most don't do decaf at all in their espresso, which we do offer decaffeinated espresso drinks here. So it is something that it was important to us because we knew people that were not able to consume caffeine, and we wanted to offer that. But and thanks for that, Rick. Decaf in the afternoon, caffeine in the AM. Yep. So I think we're just gonna
PM. Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, and we're just gonna stick with the what we've got, and we have a little on hand, so we can make it if we need to. But thank you for helping me make my decision.
Absolutely. So we've been having lots of our team, the Common Ground board, or the elders and the team, and then Third Space board has really been having lots of discussions. Still continuing about how we best open up, and we have made some decisions about what it's not going to look like. But I can't say too much about that until we discuss more what exactly how this is gonna look. But we have made some important decisions, and we have a team meeting on August 6th to do some dreaming.
Good way to say it.
Yeah, so we're just gonna dream together as a team, and how can we best utilize our building, our team, our equipment, to be open.
To get this space open.
To get it open,
be a
but
blessing.
Also, to be a blessing, to minister to the community. So, so we have a dreaming session coming up on August 6th, which will be after our fundraiser, so we'll be able to talk about how that went and review that as well.
I like that, dreaming session. That's a good way to say it. I like that.
Yeah.
Dreaming session.
Yep, that's what it'll be.
Yeah, so dinner church, we wanted to just offer you an invite to also remember that Common Ground is always here on Sundays, right here at Third Space for dinner church every Sunday at 5. And Dan was just going to talk a little bit about just if you are looking for a place to connect, we do have opportunities for that if that's something that's meaningful to you and you're interested in.
Yeah, so some people know it as dinner church, some people know it as just community dinner, but like Angela said, every Sunday at 5 we're here. We try to set up some outside seating. We do have some inside seating, so you're welcome to come. Some people just come and grab a take-home container of food, and which is fine as well. I mean, we certainly love sitting down and eating with people and chatting, but anyway, so and then after our community dinner, we take down at about 6 o'clock, and usually by 6:15, 6:30, somewhere between there, we come inside here in Third Space, and we just share in communion and the Word of God. So I share a message. I go a little deeper with the recorded message that we share with everyone who comes. So
if anybody who comes to pick up a meal in the current climate with COVID, there are folks that are just not real comfortable sitting down and being around people. We do. We're very, very careful. I can tell you, our food prep team, and we're very careful. But obviously, you can't eat with your mask on. So there are folks that are just not real comfortable with that. So we do make takeout meals available just so that we can, serve in any way possible. But Dan pre-records a message every week, and that's available to anybody who picks out a message. There's a little paper on top of their box that tells them where they can find that. But Dan does go a little bit deeper in our in-person gatherings, and if you are interested, we do for those coming indoors, we do mask, and we keep things very clean in here. If that's something that you're wondering about or wondering what how we handle that, we're doing everything we can to be as safe as possible. But we do enjoy just being together. It's been a blessing to be able to be back together again.
Absolutely.
So,
and if you're ever curious about the messages, they're short videos, usually no longer than 8 minutes. But you can find those on Common Ground's Facebook page or YouTube channel as well. So yeah.
So anything else you wanted to jump in on before we talk about banana bread today?
Boy, I don't think so. I think we're ready to whip up some banana bread. Well, she's ready to whip up some banana bread.
So we were talking again about what to make. I always try to, if we're going to make something, we want it to be something that goes really good with coffee or good with something that we serve here in general. But I will tell you what spurred the inspiration on for me this time of year. I don't know if you guys have this issue, but if I buy bananas at the store, I feel like in a day they're completely brown. So it could be that our air conditioner is we keep our air a little high. It's a little warm in the Ultimus household. So anyway, so
well, speaking of fruit, has anybody had peaches this year?
Oh yeah,
we bought some peaches and been really good. In fact, I had some corn flakes and I cut up a whole peach in it, and that was the best bowl of cereal I've had in I think years. It was incredible.
Yeah, the fruit has been good. And oh hey, we got some other hey Donna, how are you? And Rick, yes, we're going to bring on the banana bread. So if you've got some bananas sitting on your counter and you're like me and they've gotten a little brown, this is the ultimate time to make banana bread with them. Now, I know you guys, probably a lot of you have your kind of staple recipes for banana bread, but I will tell you, banana bread is another recipe that I've spent years looking and perfecting, and I feel like we just have a really good recipe that we stumbled upon. Everybody's tastes are a little bit different, but I love this recipe. And we do a couple of fun stir-ins with it, so you've got some options to customize and make it special.
This isn't just no plain banana bread.
This ain't your grandma's banana bread, let's put it that way. So anyways, so we're going to go ahead and make some banana bread. This is Angie's favorite banana bread, and we are going to customize using my oldest son's favorite stir-in, chocolate chips, because chocolate chip banana bread and teenagers just goes like a hand in a glove.
Well, chocolate chips and bananas kind of go together.
It's
like peanut butter and jelly or something.
They do indeed. They do indeed. But I will say, for me personally, if I were going to customize banana bread just for me, I would also add toasted pecans to this mix, because for me, pecans belong in banana bread. For my son, I will not put them in, but my ultimate banana bread is going to have blueberries and toasted pecans in it because I like the combination of blueberry and bananas. So that would be my favorite combo.
That would be good.
So anyways, we're going to go ahead and make up some banana bread. So if you have some bananas that are looking very brown, do not be afraid of them looking very, very brown. It is okay. The browner, the better. That's the way you want them. So as long as they're not moldy or slimy or smell bad or something, then they're probably just right for banana bread. So we're going to start just by talking about how to mash the bananas because I think some people really overcomplicate this. If you see sometimes on cooking channels and stuff when they're mashing the banana, sometimes people put them into food processors and all kinds of stuff. You don't want them that mushed. So we're going to take 4 ripe bananas. I'm going to take the peels off of them, and what I'm looking for is essentially just a rough mash. So, honey, I'm going to let you get started on that. Just start mashing that down with a fork.
All right. I have a roll in the baking process today, or the making process.
The making process.
And it's a fun roll. I get to mash.
There you go, and he can
it's
mash
like,
those up.
If you've seen Avengers with Incredible Hulk, they always tell the Hulk, smash.
Hulk, smash. There you go.
So, Dan, smash.
There you go. Dan can smash the bananas. So 4 big bananas. This is going to mash up into about 1.25 cups to maybe 1.5 cups maximum of bananas. And yeah, so that's just about what you need to make your...
Very aromatic.
Yes, it is a very aromatic experience. You're doing a great job. And I'll show you the bananas when Dan's done because we really do truly, we want them mashed, but we don't want them pulverized. Chunks are good. Chunks are your friend with banana bread. For me, I think that makes it even better. So as far as other prep things that you need to do, I have a nice big loaf pan, and I do recommend that you grease and flour your loaf pan. I don't recommend cooking sprays for this because it can put kind of a funny crust on the banana bread, which we don't really want. So you can use butter or like a Crisco or something like that. You want to liberally grease your pan and then just dust it with flour all around. This will keep your bread from sticking, especially if you use a lot of stir-ins like I do.
Okay, I think
that looks perfect. So Dan did a great job. See, it's not liquefied. It's just nice and big and chunky, and that's the way we want our bananas.
Feels very manly to smash.
All right, I have a big mixing bowl that I'm going to mix my ingredients in, and I have in this bowl my sugar and my salt. And I will say most banana bread recipes will call for a full cup of sugar in the loaf. I actually scale that back a little bit because we add things that are also sweet. So I have 1/2 cup of sugar here and about 1 teaspoon of salt in my large mixing bowl. And in this bowl, I have my other dry ingredients, which is just 2 cups of flour. I have, and I'm trying to remember, I don't want to miss anything, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I have 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon because I think cinnamon really puts this also over the top.
But as always, we're going to list the recipe.
Yes, we will put the recipe up. So don't worry if you're trying to write frantically, don't sweat. We'll post this in the comments. So, and I've stirred these together so they're nice and incorporated. And also my ingredients, I have some sour cream. I have a little bit of oil, not a lot. Banana bread should not take a ton of oil or butter to make. Because of the bananas, you don't need as much fat in the recipe. So this is about 1/3 cup of oil, and we have 2 teaspoons of vanilla here. And I have a couple of eggs and then also my chocolate chips. Now, for the assembly, there's one other thing I want to tell you because banana bread is so easy to make. There's a couple little things you can do to make your life a little bit easier. One is the chocolate chips or whatever things that you're stirring in. Sometimes they can sink in the batter. So banana bread batter is pretty thick, but still things tend to run to the bottom. So once you get your dry ingredients, your flour, your baking powder, and all that stuff mixed up, if you could just grab like 1/2 tablespoonful, and I want to just shake this down over, and I'm going to just, I need a spoon. Could you grab me a spoon from the drawer?
Yes.
And I'm going to shake that just down over the chocolate chips, and it's going to kind of coat the chips with a little bit of flour. And what that will do is just help it have some stability in the loaf. So it's no big deal. This just keeps things from stinking.
Otherwise, all your kids or grandkids will just want to eat the bottom of the banana bread where all the chocolate chips are.
Yeah, so this is no biggie, and I just stirred this up together, and it just will help it to not sink. Do the same with your blueberries or anything else that you'd like to stir in. All right, this is so easy. Like I said, I have my sugar and salt here. I'm going to go ahead and crack my eggs. I almost dropped my egg. I'm going to crack my eggs into the bowl here. Does anybody know why cooks always recipes always tell you to put in room temperature eggs? So I have no idea why all the cooking networks tell you to put in room temperature eggs. I actually don't know the answer to that question. So if anybody does, I'm interested. All right. I don't usually worry about if my eggs are room temperature.
That's a question for, was was it Elton Brown?
Alton Brown. Yeah,
Alton Brown.
that was a great show.
If you know that guy, he's like the science guy of the food world.
He was awesome.
He tells you all the ins and outs of why you do stuff and how food reacts together and all that good stuff.
Very cool. Yeah. His show was amazing. All right, so half a cup of sour cream is going in here. This is an incredible addition. Most banana bread does not have this, but it really does change the texture of the banana bread and the flavor. So I'm stirring in that, easy peasy. I'm gonna add my oil and my vanilla. You're staring longingly at your coffee cup. Is it almost gone?
Yeah, I'm thinking I usually can get through a coffee break with my coffee, but I'm not gonna make it today.
You just gulped it down today?
I guess I did.
All right, so. All right, now I've got most of my wet ingredients are mixed together. We're gonna scoop in our bananas here. Super easy, such an easy recipe. Good recipe to make with kids too, so you can get them involved in the banana mashing and such.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just mix this in, and if you could see the batter, I've got some nice thick banana bread batter, but it's got lots of big chunks of banana in it. I just really think that makes for a much better final product, so that's a personal preference. And then we're just gonna add our dry ingredients right in here.
I'm a smell person, and this is smelling really good.
It does smell good. So easy. Now this part, you don't want to whip this with a mixer. I would recommend that you just work it with a spoon. You want to stir it in good, but you don't want to overwork this, because the more you work it, the more you're going to develop gluten in your batter. So when you get the flour about 3/4 of the way mixed in, like mine is, I'm going to go ahead and stop and add my chips. And I'm going to finish kind of folding things together, getting everything incorporated, but not over mixing, just bringing things together. And that is it. That is all there is to it. And I'm going to go ahead and pour this into my pan. And we're going to bake this up. And my house is going to smell so good. And this is going to be one delicious loaf of banana bread. Now, oh, go ahead.
I'm just going to say we're having dessert for supper tonight.
There you go. Hey, does that mean I don't have to cook?
Well,
wait a minute. He spoke too soon.
yeah, I might have.
All right. So this is so easy. Spread out my dough, and I am good to go. Now this will just bake in a 350-degree oven for about an hour, sometimes an extra 5 if you need to. But this is looking really good, and it's going to make a really good loaf of banana bread. I will make sure that you get the recipe. It's going to be in the comments later if you want to make it for yourself. I highly recommend you try it. Best banana bread.
Hey, good morning, Sam. Oh, Sam's saying he has no sound, but that's because he's probably catching the beginning of the video. It'll
stick with us, Sam. You'll get your sound in a minute. Thanks to Rick and Angela letting us know we were having some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
So I think we're good.
All right.
And just remember, we're gearing up. We are so excited for August 1st. Remember to come out and see us for the fundraiser.
Yeah.
Even if it's just for a latte or just to come and say hi. We just love to see everybody.
Sure.
So
Yep.
we're looking forward to that, and we'll see you then.
Yeah. All right. Grace and peace to everyone.
Bye.